something that I read, which is this article, and find out how I can make use of it efficiently. I read this and I was thinking, can I do this for reading my internal data and find out how my internal data going to interact with external world posting or external data valuation done by some other people. This is a tough job that, you have a set of data and you want to know how people are saying about the data that you have, and you want to do a research, and you have to go through the Google and search one by one and looking at it and see is it right or wrong. So let's do this. The very first thing is you have to load the data. So I got the data loaded from Kaggle, which is children's book, and load it here. And you can see that this is how you can load the data, plug it in, and you're good to go. So I loaded all of them here, and you can see all these files. Now the job that you have to do next is I need to load these CSV files into the Delta Lake table. How am I going to do that? And usually you have to ask the programmers, you have to ask this and that and do that. Just say you have the whole environment. And you can use by something called AI star that you see on the right top, and use them to write this kind of functions. Now this function is written by AI Assistant, which is the one, the star that I just showed you, and AI Assistant will write it for you. Then let's write this. Pick up a file name. Then I'm going to call the AI Assistant. Tell the AI Assistant to write a Python program for me. I have to write a little bit, make sure that they understand. You can see that I started making some mistakes on a typo, but I'll change it. So change that to code, and the load will change. And it changed a little bit. And I have to, if I know, the catalog name and the table name or schema name, and we can do that. So right now I don't know anything. So I misspelled the catalog name again, so I come back and do it. I can leave it like that, but I don't want to do it. So I know that I have to load in the place called the catalog name called main, and then a schema name called book. So now you can see here that I'm going to load this file from this folder. Then I'm going to get this data up. If you realize that before, I just click and copy the file link to put it here, but we can do that here too. So I got this script. Now let it run. See what the AI Assistant gives you. So AI Assistant will give you this kind of code to load your data in. So that's what exactly I did. And I just want everybody to see that the future of programming is coming to everybody. And you can see that. So I got this data. The guy wrote it for me in what? 15 seconds, 20 seconds. I got the data and I load things. You can see that, replace this and that. The data loaded and I don't like it. Then what I do is I tell them again that, I have a file extension called .csv. If you see it, just get rid of it and put it as a file name there. So that's what I did. So I wrote this function and I run it and the data is loaded. So that's simple as that. Now the data is loaded. What are we going to do now? We need to create a function. This is a function that we have to create. If you don't know how to create it, don't worry about it. You just tell them data point in the playground function, create, the guy will create it for you. So if you look at it, there's two functions. If you look at the previous function, the V1 has a book name on it. If you scroll down a bit down there, and if I scroll down, you're going to see the function, which is going to be v2, which is by the author name. So I got two functions here. And see how these two functions are going to behave from there, right? So let's do that. And we can see that the both data sets are come out to be the same thing, but I gave a different name. So this is my catching point for the testing. Make sure that both of them should return the same column. If I put some different name, a different column, different, values there. So simple as that. It's just for the testing purpose, just to show how this thing works, right? So let's do that. Now the next step. The next step is, before we go to the next step, we need to show you where I can see those functions. So I want to show you where those functions are. So you can see that the function v1, v2 are there. If you go and come and take a look at it, this is how the function looks like, all this information. Maybe you care, maybe you don't care, but that's the function's going to look like that, right? This is great. So we got those functions coming in. Now what next? I got the functions. I got the data set. So we're going to the playground. If you come to the playground, I've been playing there, you can see it. But if you look at this playground here, I don't know what it is. If you're not used to this interface, what are these things? I'll make it easy for you. So there's something that you see here, Llama, Meta Llama, which is made by the Facebook Meta organization. They call it a endpoint. You can see that. And I'm going to use Llama as one of my endpoint, and I can use the OpenAI also, though. So we can do that. Now, we got the Llama to connect to our data. This is how we're going to connect. So the two functions that I wrote is here. I add it in, and then I'm going to show you how this thing works, right? So let's do that. I got this thing. I'm lazy. Now I need to type something with one author name. So let's type something like this. So let's type it. And you can see the first data set is coming from my database. You can see it's calling the function v2 because this person has author name in it. We got that. And if you go to the bottom, you're going to see the information that's provided by Llama. So you're going to see that again. So this is the information, blah, blah, blah. Remember this output. We're going to show you something that use different model. You're going to see a different thing. So here's what you got. Now I want to see the book. I got the book. I don't know anything about the book. I said okay, tell me about the book name, Vampire Chronicles. Put it in and see how this thing works. You can see the guy's picking up the book one, the Vampire Chronicles, and tells you all the information that you have. So you can see that, the data sets, everything is there. Now I want to use OpenAI. I just want to show you that, when you do it, you got to be very careful and you have to use it, very systematically because AI remember a lot of things. It's like a human being. If you're talking something and change the topic, everybody said, are you still continuing with the previous topic? Or are you with a new one? They don't know anything about it. So similar thing, you need to treat this thing as a minor human being and say, you know what? You got to be very careful when you talk. So right now, in this case, I just put the AI thing and it asked it. The AI said, just give me whatever you know. He's forget about that. The two functions that I was choosing it, he forgot about it. So I need to retell it. No, wait. Let me tell you something. This is what I'm talking about. So I have to put back the similar thing. Like, hey, function v1 and v2 to put back and say, I'm just relating, this conversation is relating to these guys. Even though I do, the guy was like, still confused. Take a look. So now I'm going to reset all of them now. You see? So I don't take chances, so I just reload all of them. That's going to happen. So pick up v1, pick up v2, And let's see. Now this time, he's still confused. He said, I don't know. He just picked up and said, I'm going to tell you what I know. So this is in real world. In an AI world, they said they're hallucinating or they just give you information that you got. But, in a real world, if you are in a conversation, the person is like, I'm confused, But here, I'm going to ask you a right question now. Hey, what I'm saying is this. You remember? Now the guy understands. Like, hey, you know what? This is what I'm talking. It's treat as a human being or treat as a kid that, a year and a half year old kid, and you treat it this way. So if you treat it, you can see the results are coming up. And if you see that depends on the conversation that we have, the results is different. So it means it depends on the LLM model. You can see the results are different. So we're going to do the same thing again. Pick up the Chronicles and I run it. And you're going to see this thing. And you can see that this time, again, the guy is picking up proper function that I have at the inside and going to the outside and going to pick up the information from OpenAI. This is what I just want to show that, you can ask the information, set up by yourself. You're an analyst, you have a Databricks, and you can want to do this kind of stuff. You can do it by yourself at home, not waiting for any Python programmer, not waiting for any database experts or anything. With help with somebody else, like video like this, you watch it, you do it, creating a few things. Once you got setups are running, the guy's running, pretty much in a good shape. This is what I really want to show you. And there's something else that I want to show you from there, which is how much it's going to cost you to do this. It's going to be a lot. Like if you have to go and get somebody, title a Python program, this and that, and do all the stuff. But once you got the data loaded, you can use the same function, change the file name, and do that. Now, this is where you're going to find out that how much it's going to cost you. So I just pick up this to set up the whole thing that you just saw, show you how much it will cost. So think about this. So this is a dashboard that if you have your own, Databricks environment for personal, you got this thing, you got the data comes in. Let's see. So I just put 7 days ago and how much it's going to cost. So I work on Saturday and Sunday. And you can see that SQL line is the one that you see the function creation and then all these calling. This is SQL. In the iTab, I use it for creating tables and a bunch of testing there. And this is what I've done. And all-purpose clusters. There are 3 types of clusters that I use. All of them, you end up seeing it's $34. And I just train, test about a couple of things again on the next day, which is $32. After you watch this movie, video, and do it, it will cost you a lot less than this. You're talking about Excel file, like 40 Excel file with 10,000 rows and this. This is how much it's going to cost you to do the analysis. So you have an AI assistant, which is literally free right now to do the thing. And you have these cheap clusters that come in and do the job for you. But sometimes you got to be very careful. You need some technical assistance, whatever. You can just put it on the group. That group will answer it. But this is how much it costs you to do the connect between your data and the outside. It used to take days. It used to take months to get that information at your tip. If you have a new data analysis coming, you want to search this thing, or you want to produce a report based on the international data or external data and this is going to be big thing. But right now, not anymore. This is going to be the future of, we call it quantitative and qualitative data merging. Depends on how you want to do it and how you want to merge it. And that's how you can get that. And thanks for watching. Bye.